Hi, everybody. Welcome back to an episode of Taking It Personally. I am your host, Michelle Yampolsky-Gomez. We are deep in season 3. This is episode 3, so we have three people speaking today. Feels like a good combination of numbers here. So welcome back. This is a show where we just don't really take anything that seriously, and it's a show about big feelings. It's a show about playing off of things that might bother you. Feel free to bring every big feeling here and just, it's no big deal. Air it out. Let us know what's annoying you. So I'm very excited because I have two very, very special guests joining us today. I'm not going to give attention to one of them just yet. I'm going to let him sweat it out a little bit in these absurd glasses. But Joe, Vairo, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy to talk about how we know each other. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Definitely. So I run a real estate business here in South Florida with my mom. We've recently joined a new brokerage and brought on a new teammate.
Oh, mazel.
Yep. So that's a lot of fun. But overall, real estate, and then I play football my entire life. So I have a big football sports background and a huge Eagles fan. So go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
So that's pretty much it.
Okay. And you are also a social media sensation.
Trying to be, but getting there.
You are definitely getting there. And next up, the most prestigious guest of them all, a clown, my baby daddy, love him dearly. Welcome back to the show, Matthew Gomez.
Thanks for having me. Also, notorious glasses loser. So
yeah, why don't you tell us about yourself first? About yourself first.
Yep, I've been married to Michelle for going on 6 years. It'll be 6 years this December 31st.
No, 5.
No, 6.
Right, 6.
Go by the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and big supporter of the podcast, hanging out. Also, big Eagles fan. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
And just love Florida.
Floridian lover.
Floridian lover. Really a different person here.
And I think we're going to just address the elephant in the room. Why don't you tell us about what's on your face?
Yeah, so we went out to dinner last night, and we had some margaritas. I got the option to have it as a boozy pig. And I thought it meant more like for the boozy pigs out there, which I am in Florida.
Which you lovingly refer to yourself as to the waitress.
And what it meant.
And she was way too hip for that.
It was very hip and very busy.
She was way too hip. He was like, "Oh, I'll take the boozy pig option because I'm a boozy pig."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
Wait, where'd you guys go?
Tam Tam?
We went to Tam Tam in downtown Miami, which was absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
I haven't
great
been
meal.
yet.
Super good.
It's
Vietnamese.
Really good. Interesting neighborhood.
But go on.
Directly across from the courthouse. So yeah, I think I just had too many boozy pigs, and I left my preferred sunglasses there. I picked these up this morning going fishing at a bait shop. They were $6.99. Shout out Anglers Bait and Tackle. Always great.
You look like a hick Kanye West.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's like Balenciaga gone.
I'm gonna take them off now.
Thank you.
That's okay. Yeah, for everybody's viewing enjoyment.
But one more time for the camera. Okay, hot.
We'll practice it.
Well, I'm super excited to have you both together here today. Like I said before, Taking It Personally, it's a show where we just are not really chill about anything. Any emotion is valid here. There is no shame unless it's directed from me to my husband, and that's really the only place you'll hear it. We love Joe. We're so happy he's here. So we're going to talk about things like real estate drama. We're going to talk about how we all met. And then we also are going to talk about a favorite topic of Matthew and I's, which is Florida and New York, all that good stuff. So I just wanted to check in. How's everybody doing? What's going on? What's new? Joe, working on anything fun?
So we recently joined Douglas Elliman.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of fun. Just kind of, thank you. So
Mazzles.
Trying to transition over and kind of like elevate our brand in a sense because like you said, we do a lot of stuff through social media. So we just felt like this was like the next step, especially with more and more New Yorkers coming down.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll kind of get into that as we talk some more. But I think that was a huge step for us. So just kind of a little bit of a learning curve, starting to meet people and kind of going through some stuff like that. And then also getting into some more new development projects, which have been really cool, kind of seeing the future of not only Fort Lauderdale and Miami, but just South Florida as a whole.
Which I'm shocked because there's absolutely no room down here. Yesterday we were driving and it just felt like every free patch of land we passed was under construction.
Yeah, and we're down here every 6 months.
Pretty regularly, maybe
and
more.
The rate of construction is crazy.
Oh my God.
Like every time we're down, we're just like, that's new. Like we almost got lost because we were going by landmarks. Of where
and
to
they
go
were
for
all
something,
hidden.
and they were hidden.
Any parenting chaos highlights or peaceful moments you wanted to share with us? Anything new with you?
Not really. Starting just being a dad to an almost 3-year-old
Is an adventure in itself.
as girl dad. Although I don't really refer to myself as that. I just don't, not into that whole
I'm
thing.
not into that shtick.
Yeah, it feels like you're compensating for the fact that you didn't have a boy. But I'm very happy that we have a girl because I see little boys on the playground
and they are out of control.
Yeah, they're missing something.
They're
but also
messy.
she's brilliant, as we know.
She's brilliant, gorgeous.
The bar is
smart.
high.
Yeah.
But yeah, little boys they
scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, it seems like a trip to the emergency room waiting to happen.
Be a handful.
Yeah, for sure. So
it would be. So yeah, I mean, we've gotten through the trenches of potty training recently, which was something.
She's having a great summer.
Phenomenal
We're
summer.
providing an excellent summer for her to the point that she's ready to just ditch us,
right?
Basically.
Yeah, she just wants to be having fun, and if you're in the way of having fun, then she'll just go to the people who enable it, which are my parents.
Which are and
and your mom.
Yeah.
Right. So we're all here. We are actually in a new studio today. I have never recorded here before. Like Matt and I were just talking about, we are currently in South Florida. We have a project that we're working on, a renovation project. And you'll notice a different background. I am not at Fringe today. I am at the AV Club in Fort Lauderdale. And when I was figuring out what to record and where to record it, of course, Joe popped up into my head because we needed to bring Joe on. He is the funnest person we hang out with in South Florida, I would say. Joe, do you remember how we met?
Yep. Through TikTok.
Sure did. Sure did. What's your take on how we met?
I mean, at that time, it could seem kind of weird to a lot of people, but nowadays it's like the most normal thing in the world to meet people through like TikTok, Instagram. Like, that's just a normal thing now.
Yeah. So to give some backstory, during the pandemic, husband who loves Florida decided that it was time to ditch New York and come down here for a little bit and stay at a unit.
I mean, we just couldn't do another winter.
It was the winter that was really daunting.
Like,
I mean, summer was hard enough.
Getting colder. Everybody was still inside. No one had any idea what was going on still. It was that first year. I was just like, let's go.
And after that first year, we, like most typical standard New Yorkers, were strongly considering making a move down here. I was obviously wasting so much time on TikTok. And who popped up onto my feed but Joe. And he had these fun, punchy, flashy videos, these pieces of content about houses that he had been listing. We saw something we really liked. I reached out, which, I feel like when you say it out loud, it does sound fucking weird, but isn't that the whole point?
Yeah, I mean, my dad still finds it absolutely nuts that people reach out through Instagram and TikTok. He's like, some guy DM'd you who owns a company. I'm like, yeah. He's like, a CEO.
That's how it goes. And then I remember we were doing a lot of viewings together. Matt and I were strongly considering a move at that point. We came really close to making a move, which is something we don't really talk about that often.
Yeah. It didn't work out, obviously. If it worked out, we were talking about it all the time.
Yeah, we would.
Everything happens for a reason, though, too.
Right.
No, it does.
Right,
it does. I mean, we came really close. We got outbid at the last minute, and I think it was weeks later that we were all called back to our offices in New York. So we relocated back north. What was your first impression of me, Joe?
I thought it was fun. Like, you guys knew exactly what you wanted. It was like you were very easy to get along with. You very communicative, and you kind of like just laid it out. Like, hey, this is exactly what we're looking for. It's, hey, can you help us out? And from there we went. I remember we eating at Motec that one time. That was the first time I went to Motec, and now it's like one of my favorite restaurants in Miami.
Well, we just went there 2 nights ago.
Yeah, when we landed, and we thought of you. Yeah, because that's where you met our daughter.
That was the last time we were there too. Was with you. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And she slept through the whole thing, which is amazing. So
yeah. So now to put you on the spot a little bit, first impression of me.
Okay.
What was it?
First impression.
Just okay.
It was just okay.
Like, okay,
fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
she wasn't
I
a Birds fan, so I was just like,
I was like,
that's not true.
You met me. Yep.
No, overall,
that's not true.
You guys were definitely very bubbly, and I think that was one of the biggest takeaways. bubbly, and you know how to talk, because you talk to a lot of people who just like, you get there and like they can message you back and forth all day long, and it's a normal conversation. Then you meet them in person, and it's like watching paint dry.
Yeah. Yes. And what was your first impression of Matt?
I love that he was an Eagles fan.
Yeah,
that came out
obviously.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
My first impression of you was that you were a very hard worker and you drove an insane truck. Like, insane truck. But you were willing to go wherever, which I thought was amazing. We were looking all over the place when we finally like came close to something. And yeah, what was your first impression of Joe?
Yeah, like somebody that knows what they're talking about. Excellent with customer service. And
your mother was lovely.
Yeah, your mom
Thank you.
was great too.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I think our standards are high as New Yorkers in terms of just the level of communication you expect to receive from, when you're considered like a client, right? And so, we were always, it was never a question, when we were engaging with you in terms of our search. So that was always, that really stood out. It was never just like Joe's not getting back to us, right?
Never. Oh my God, never.
Like
it was more proactive than anything. I feel like it just set the bar.
And that's
really
why I think
high
a friendship developed out of it too.
Yeah.
Was just like, oh, like he's great to chat with.
It actually developed so intensely, for lack of a better word, that we watched a big Eagles game all together last winter, and we had such a fun day, the three of us hanging out with a couple other New Yorkers. And then Joe was so kind to give us a ride home in his insane truck.
It was like flying home. We were so much higher than everybody else on the highway.
Watched
we were
me
like
walk into a pole.
We were like
remember that?
No, it was the wire. It was the wire. Remember?
It was a wire. It was an electrical cord. I feel like I am truly friends with someone when they witness me at my clumsiest, because I am a huge klutz, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm always just, like, tripping or hurting myself or...
But also those wires aren't just, like, on the street in New York, too, right? So if you're just walking on the sidewalk, not paying attention, you're not expecting, like, a massive utility pole.
I really wasn't paying attention. But that was, like,
That's a good point. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Like, you guys don't have, like, the wires on either side holding things down.
No,
we have plenty of other shit to deal with.
Yeah.
That's true.
We have plenty of
We
other
have rats.
shit. Let's do a little bonus spiral. Matt, what was your first impression of me?
Boy, it was great. It was gregarious, outgoing person, just like lights up a room, really stood out from, everyone else there. So that was the first impression. It was like,
that's a really nice bounce back.
Presence.
Yeah.
You have a commanding presence.
I would say the same about you.
Yeah.
I think. I would say, I thought I had met this potential law student.
Right. Wow. We went there, huh?
We went there.
Yeah.
It's not like you saw me at my best either, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then a bonus spiral that I had written down for us was those first few weeks or nights of becoming parents. What was your impression of me then?
It was really kind of like amazing, right? Because you just took to it so naturally, and I think that's one of the lasting impressions of being a parent is just like how easy some of it just comes to you as far as what you do, right? Like we watched a few YouTube videos. I forget that nurse, a woman that was like Mormon.
She people really turned
the
on
Mormons
her.
really own that business, as you know, right?
Yeah. Well, they don't have a lot of babies.
They have a lot of babies. So we're watching these videos about how to
swaddle.
And then that all kind of goes out the window once this other living creatures in your home, and you kind of just let instinct take over, and that was my first impression of
Interesting. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, it just kind of naturally.
I actually feel similarly about you because you were so good at the newborn stage. I think my what the fuck moment about you, when I was like, oh my God, is this the same person, would be as our daughter got a little bit older and you're dealing with,
a little mouthy.
Different. Yeah. Well, okay. No, I wasn't going to say mouthy. I was going to say you're dealing with sleep transitions or.
Wait till she's a teenager.
No, we're fucked.
No, yeah, we're so
No, we're so fucked.
Someone we know was this is a preview. The toddler years, and I was like, well, maybe. And now
Probably.
I'm kind of fearing it, because if it is, we're
so screwed.
We're really in for it now.
Joe, did anything stand out to you about Matt as it comes to Philadelphia? And I'm going to leave it at the word Philadelphia and let you kind of fill in the blanks.
I mean, definitely Die Hard, and I think that kind of you can see it in his everyday life with not just his team, but just his work ethic, his family, everything. He goes balls to the wall with every single thing he does.
Oh, so you're saying that being Philadelphian is a good thing?
That I'm the man.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Got
pretty
it.
much.
Okay.
Joe, it's on Eagles game days, I have basically like 3 text chains going at any one time. It's like my dad and my brother, this random group of Eagles fans that a good friend of ours just included me in after a day in
Miami.
South Florida.
On a yacht.
Yeah. And he was just like, "Oh, you're an Eagles fan?" And then I'm in a group chat with like 20 guys I don't know.
But that's how it happens.
Like, yeah, that's how it happens. And like,
you don't even have anyone's numbers.
I don't know their names. I know one guy. I know a few other guys that they've referred to, but I've never saved their numbers because like I don't know them on a personal level. And then that chat will be dormant for the entire offseason and then just fire up probably in a few weeks. It'll get kicked off in training camp. And then the third chat is Joe, and it's same wavelength all the time, just whatever's going on in the game. And he's usually a little bit more coherent and thoughtful.
I would agree.
Echoing shades of like an angry Philadelphia father most of the time, just like really irrational
like
takes.
The dad in Silver Linings Playbook. Just pissed.
Yeah, misspelling things all over the place.
Yeah,
referring to players that again like haven't played for the team in like 20 years. And
I know you really are like a bank of these random Philadelphian sports. You actually are kind of that way with all sports. I would say you're like a wealth of knowledge. You love trivia.
Yeah.
So it's like yeah. So I guess speaking of birds, I'll turn mics over to you to maybe let you riff on it and let me know how things are looking for this season.
Well, I think repeating as champs is definitely on the table.
100%. It's just figuring out what do we do on defense with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson being gone, and then kind of going from there.
She's thrilled.
No, I
It'll be better than the Jets
asked.
and the Giants. That's all that matters.
Right. So that's like good for us where we live.
They have a tough schedule. They have really, really difficult.
Who's the toughest team they're going to play?
Oh shoot, probably
Bills.
Kansas City or the Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Do you
Tampa?
think
They have to play at Tampa. They never win
at Tampa.
It's like they're
week 3 or 4, in the dead of the heat.
Year.
And they're not used to that.
No, we just fall apart. I went last year. It was just like
Philadelphia is falling apart right now. You heard about the garbage crisis?
I was there for 4th of July. It was everywhere, and I was like, "What's going on?" They're like, and they were telling me about it. I'm like, I thought that was just in like certain parts on Twitter.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was everywhere.
That's disgusting.
That's really gross.
Do you think that the Eagles have some? And forgive me for asking, but do you think that the Eagles have something to prove considering how the Super Bowl went this year? Like, it was just so...
We watched together.
Luster.
Not for us.
Yeah.
Not for us.
Okay.
For a casual fan.
For a casual
Especially
fan.
after going to that game that we watched at American Social and how stressed we were that whole time.
That game was super intense and engaging.
That was the Rams game.
An Eagles fan by relation, and I am not a football expert by any means. So, yes, we had all watched a game against the Rams. Great game. So much fun. I was just like yucking it up in the back. I had a great time, whatever. But then the Super Bowl came around, and it was just kind of like, it became very clear. I thought it was kind of a joke at first, to be honest. I really thought, not that I thought the Chiefs were going to win, but I genuinely thought that there was going to be this like sudden burst of energy to come back and they were it never happened.
But that happens with you watch the Eagles for the last 3-4 years, that would always happen. We'd be up 2-3 scores, go in the fourth quarter, find a way to lose the game and put up 0 yards in the fourth quarter.
That experience was unique to every Eagles fan watching it because you probably weren't comfortable even though they were blowing them out until
because then
the backups went in.
No, you're right. I think I've noticed that. But do you think
we've been disappointed so often just with collapses?
Do you think that the Eagles are viewed in the industry and against other teams as like it was a lucky win, like they have something to prove? No,
I don't think so.
No,
I think
BTA the whole way.
Yeah, I think organizationally they're like, there's these groups of teams that refer to themselves as Tiffany dynasties, like the Giants, the Cowboys, the Steelers, but they haven't won anything in. The Steelers were the last one. That was like over a decade ago.
Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers.
15 years. Yeah. Or no, Ben Roethlisberger.
Your Steelers. I'm sorry, I'm thinking.
Or Green Bay too. But they refer to themselves just because of their history. But right now you're watching the golden era of Eagles football, going back to 2017 when they won again.
Yeah.
Because historically they're not a winning franchise, but they have been for the past 25 years. So.
Okay.
So organizationally, I think their perception is that they're a premier organization as far as the way that they're run, the way that their team is built, the ownership is really good. So I think
So it's going to be a good season.
it should be hopefully a few more good seasons. Yeah.
Joe, do you like any other Philadelphia teams? Are you like a Philly fan all around for all teams?
So I try to root for the Sixers and the Flyers, but you know how rough that is. But I also am not like.
And the Flyers fans are heinous.
I believe it.
They're heinous. It's really bad. Like we have seen some shit at Flyers games, so it is difficult.
Yeah. Can you do your impression of the?
We went to a Flyers versus Bruins game.
Yeah, you got it for me as a birthday gift, I believe.
Yeah, whatever. Like I didn't really know. Whatever. So we went to the Xfinity. No. We went to the ice rink.
Yeah,
that's where they play, right? Ice rinks.
Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah. Wells Fargo Center, and we were pretty shitty seats, and there was a booze hound behind us who was just absolutely inebriated, a woman, and at a certain point she just couldn't stop, like picking fights with Boston fans around us, and then for the is it third? No, it's quarters.
It's periods.
Periods. Okay. Third time's charm. For the last period, she just sat there and said, "Go home, Boston! Go home! Go home, Boston!" With that like insane accent, just droning on and on and on.
Yeah,
and I mean that's not even like the crude things that we've seen Philadelphia fans do. It's just annoying.
It's a bad accent.
It's a rough accent.
It's actually a two meeting of teams with terrible accents. I've noticed in South Florida, it's not an accent, but like there's definitely the influence of like Spanish speaking.
There's a little like, twang to it.
There's like a little like,
especially if you get like west of 95. Like I feel like Fort Lauderdale's not as bad. Palm Beach has got a little bit of like New York type vibe to it, but in Miami, you go west of 95, like you could tell someone has that Hialeah accent.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're allowed to.
That's I don't know. That's just like the one word that
you're literally allowed to do that because your last name's Gomez.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Code switching here.
You're right though. I do hear that accent.
But overall, most people you meet, it's like not, I think it's because everybody's so transient.
Everyone is really transient. And so maybe we could pivot a little bit and talk about, Joe, what you're seeing with like real estate trends in terms of New Yorkers coming down. How's that going? It's always been a little bit of a turf war, I feel.
100%. Like when I first got into real estate, so it was like the back end of COVID. There's a lot of New Yorkers, a lot of people from.
And I'm sorry, can you just reiterate the back end of COVID in your timeline was when? Because you're Floridian.
So the back end of COVID was like a year in.
Yeah.
Like COVID started like late 2019 because I remember getting laid off because I graduated then. And then like 2020, 2021, there was like, all right, everything's gone, you're fine.
Yeah, this this state was not real at the time, but. Go on. So
like around that time, like everyone from the Northeast and California was wanting to move here.
Yes.
And then we saw like a trend maybe 2 years ago. Like everyone's like, all right, I'm over it. It's hot. There's a ton of people. This is not like New York, like everyone promised me. And everyone kind of went back. Now the people who always had like their second, third homes or like the vacation homes still came. And then now with everything going on with the economy, politics, everything going on, we're seeing even more people now like, all right, I'm over it.
Yeah.
And then Stephen Ross has finally announced that he wants to make West Palm and Palm Beach into the Wall Street of the South. And he's dumping a ton of money in development into downtown West Palm.
Can you tell us a little bit about who Stephen Ross is?
So Stephen Ross is the billionaire owner and developer of the Miami Dolphins, F1 Miami, and Related Ross. So he was on Related, stepped down. He also built Hudson Yards in New York.
Okay.
So he's got all this experience. He's built some of the most amazing buildings that you've ever seen. And now he's stepping down and creating his own company, Related Ross, with a sole focus on downtown West Palm and bringing all these financial institutions and hedge funds down here and kind of taking advantage of not only the weather, but a little bit of the tax advantages as well.
Right. Because we're in such a tumultuous time in New York politics, too. I'm sure that's feeding into whatever corporate shifts are going to happen in the next year. I would assume.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just been the promise that we've been told by the candidates. And this isn't a political podcast by any means. If you know me, you know I have extremely strong feelings about what's going on. But I mean, it doesn't take, a genius to know that we're going to see that same shift in people moving down here.
Especially with the tax advantages, too, in comparison.
Have you had any really obnoxious New York clients come down with, like, insane demands other than us?
No. I mean, besides your demands? No, I'm just kidding. I think there's definitely a lot of people come down here thinking that South Florida is super affordable.
Yes.
And they have this grandiose idea that we just live in a Disneyland paradise where you can get a 4,000, 5,000 square foot single family home, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 3 car garage, pool, grotto, the gym, everything. Where like, yeah, that exists. but you're going to pay $5-6 million.
Yeah.
The $400,000-$500,000 homes don't exist like you think they do. They do in Orlando and maybe Tampa, but in South Florida, like we're completely built out, like we were talking about earlier. Like they're building vertically.
Right.
And the new single-family homes are all the way out west. A lot of people don't want to live all the way out west because they want to be near some hustle and bustle. Like, you're out there. They're beautiful neighborhoods and homes, but it's just a different lifestyle.
It's such a good point because I think we had a little bit of that expectation too a few years ago.
Are there any gems out west of 95 that like you feel like market-wise, like they're going to be like within 2 years?
He
like,
loves Coral Springs.
You love Coral Springs.
You love Coral Springs.
I like Coral. Well, I grew up there, so I'm a little bit biased.
Okay.
So everything under the sun. But I think gem-wise, out west, I mean, west of 95, there are some gems, but it's just a different lifestyle, too. I think gem-wise, like, there's some cities, like even east, like Pompano. I'm super bullish on Pompano.
He loves Pompano.
We call it Pampa Yes because of all
the
development.
Yes.
I have a girlfriend who lives in Pompano and Pampa Yes.
Pampa Yes.
I can't wait to tell her that.
Yeah,
she's going to love
She's
it.
She's either going to love it or hate it.
Yeah, that's true. And it's funny because she is a New Yorker who moved down here, but is one of those who had the strong Floridian ties that you mentioned, which I think also plays into it. You make such a good point about people's expectations of what Florida really is, though. And you think that it's true that New Yorkers have this idea that they can move down here and you're going to get this long laundry list of things. But the reality is globally, a lot of people want to live down here too. We were out a few nights ago and it feels like an international city more than anything.
We have the largest pool of international buyers in the entire country, I believe.
Wow.
It's either us or New York. They were telling
Wow.
us on a meeting the other day.
Wow, that's amazing. And have you found a community of Philadelphia fans down here?
Yeah, I think number one, when we went to that American Social in Brickell, like I didn't even know that was an Eagles bar in the back.
Yeah. So we had, like we mentioned earlier, we were watching a game against the Rams last season at American Social in Brickell, and the back room is dedicated to
green lights,
Eagles,
everything.
the Eagles. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I had no idea either. I didn't really know that there were a lot of places like that. So what else have you found?
There's that, and then like the OG one is Parrot Lounge.
Yes.
On Fort Lauderdale Beach.
My brother and I watched 2 years ago.
Did you
on
see
their
how he
playoff
picked
run.
up quickly though when you said
Yeah.
Ireland?
But it was so packed.
Fins.
It was kind of on the other extreme where it is like the known spot, so it's incredibly popular. We were watching in the street, and they had rolled TVs out. That was the only way we could watch. We couldn't even get a seat at the bar. We didn't even bother with a tab. We just went over to the corner store next door, bought beers, and just asked for a bucket and just drank out in the street and watched.
That's what we did for the first game. We went for the Packers game, like, we'll get there like maybe 30 minutes early, packed. We're in the middle of the street. People have coolers.
Cops are directing traffic behind people.
Oh, yeah, they'll block the street off at one point. And then
Yeah.
you're watching on TV like this big. You might as well bring your computer.
Yeah.
I feel like you've watched some Eagles games at really wacky South Florida locales.
Well, I've on my bachelor party, which was here in Miami, it was built around an Eagles game.
Yes.
And playing the Dolphins.
Absolutely.
And they lost. It really kind of soured the experience for me.
No, it did not.
No, it really
don't
didn't.
you dare
it didn't.
say that.
It didn't. But we had a lot of
Spoiled
casualties on the
brat.
way. Like it was Sunday and we were down Friday. And I think there were maybe like 15 guys on my bachelor party.
Yeah, it was a big group.
And 6
Maybe
made it to the
more.
game. The one guy had all the I won't say his name here, but he had all the tickets on his mobile phone. And he, by Sunday morning, was still so out of it. Like, we were just trying to hack his phone so that, like, the ones that wanted to go to the game could
Still
go.
go.
'Cause he was just, like, out. Like, we couldn't, for, like,
Yeah, you really
like
had a
the scene
rowdy
in, like,
time.
Zoolander where, like, the files are in the computer. Yeah, so.
What's it
I've
like
watched a lot down
shouting
here.
"Go Birds" in a sea of Dolphins jerseys, or in the land of New York, where you might have some louder hometown fans?
I don't know about down here. Down here, there's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely a ton of Dolphins fans, but the Dolphins have disappointed for so long. Like,
Right.
they're right there on the cusp. It's just they can't get over the hump.
Sounds like a typical man. You set me up. Justice for the girls and gays
True.
and theys.
Then you go to like Elbow Room, it's a Bills bar. And then like Booze Garden, it's a Bills bar. Like, you're in the heart. Like, Fort Lauderdale, we're 20 minutes from Miami Gardens from the stadium.
Yeah.
You would think it's diehard Dolphins fans everywhere.
Right.
No,
right.
you go out and it's everyone wearing every jersey under the sun.
I feel the random Floridians that I've interacted with, like there's a great boat guide that I go with out of the Keys. I feel like the Hurricanes are more of Miami's team. People really are tuned in to college football and what the Canes are doing.
But I think that's the South in general.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this-
College football is so big in the South. Even I'm learning that. It was just mentioned on Love Island even.
Especially if the Hurricanes are now good.
Right.
Like if they can at least win the ACC this year, like
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. They have a quarterback again, in theory.
Who?
The Hurricanes.
I don't even
Someone
see.
from
I
the
don't even
transfer
know
portal.
who.
We
like,
won't get into
Yeah,
that.
we've.
Did you see how much he got paid?
No, how much is he getting paid?
He got paid like a couple $1 million a couple.
Wow.
Wait, I thought that was a college.
It is, but NIL. So Carson Beck was at Georgia, came to Miami because he was dating some girl, and then apparently they broke up.
That's how it happens. People follow their significant others to. It causes people to transfer schools. I was guilty of it. That's how I ended up at Rutgers.
It's true.
Not for you, but
Right,
like
no.
that's how I met
Hey,
Matt.
but
You know what I
It
mean?
worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
So let's pivot a little bit. I want to open up the floor and ask a couple of questions and get your takes on these things. Joe, have you seen any wacky real estate stagings down here or anything like bizarre at an open house that you could tell us about?
Oh yeah. So the first buyer I ever had, she was a renter, converted her into a buyer. So we're going, it's like maybe our third showing. Like I've built a relationship with this lady, really cool, like just trying to get to know her a little bit more because I like to get to know all my clients because I want it for more than just that one transaction or ultimately if it's not that transaction, just to have that future relationship because you never know what it could bring professionally or just in the future in general.
Yeah.
And from there, like we're sitting there talking, the house is supposed to be empty.
Oh.
So the house is empty, we're going downstairs, we're walking
God.
around, like everything's fine. And at this point, I just opened the doors. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I would just unlock the lockbox. We open the door, we're just walking through. We go upstairs. One of the doors is shut. Okay, no worries. Maybe someone just shut it. We open the door. This lady is butt naked.
Oh, my God.
And we just both freeze. And my client was just like, her jaw drops to the floor. And she's just like, and I'm like, we shut the door.
Was it an older person, a younger person?
No, she was just like a little bit older than me. It was, and she was a squatter. And we like,
Oh my God.
we like freak out. I'm like, hey, she's like, I think you're going to think this is so weird, but I actually love the house. She ended up buying it.
Oh, wow.
That would freak me out. I don't know if I could.
Not with the girl, though.
Thank
There was a
God.
big thing about squatters in the news, like national level, of like how state by state it really varies in terms of like how it's handled. So how did you handle the situation with the squatter, or did she handle it?
No, so I called the listing agent. I'm like, hey, just want to give you a heads up. Like we showed the unit. My client's super interested because we always like to call the listing agent
Sure.
after, give them feedback. And if we're interested, because we want to get to know as much information as we can to make a better offer.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like, isn't the property supposed to be vacant? She goes, yeah, it's vacant.
Oh my God, that's so spooky.
But it had been on for like 6 months. And I was like, well, there's this lady who's like, I guess staying there. She goes, what?
Oh my God.
And they had to like kind of get her out of it. But that was like, from then on, I've learned to like, we unlock the lockbox and we knock on all the doors if they're shut.
Wow.
Interesting. Because we actually saw a listing together that was spooky as F. It was in Hollywood, I want to say. We had gone to look at it at night. It was a really, really old house with a lot of funky add-ons. And it obviously wasn't the fit for us, but I remember feeling like we were going to run into a squatter at a certain point. So maybe you see a lot of haunted houses too. I don't know.
We saw one where someone in Miami Gardens, they stole the AC and all the copper. We had to call the listing agent again, like, hey, do you know that there's no AC? And he's like, what?
I think that person approached me in the Publix parking lot earlier. Just
you buy
asking.
it?
No.
But you're like 2 days in a row of being approached in a parking lot.
Well, yeah. So I stopped for gas at one and went in to get some goods at the convenience store. Zins. And there's a woman, kind of well put together, but clearly struggling, like outside. She's asking for food. And so when I hear someone asking for food and not money, I'm like, oh, well, they're probably really hungry.
And it's so hot out.
It's so hot. I mean, it's like 8:30 in the morning and it's already like 90 and humid. So I go in and I'm like, I'll just get her a bottle of water because like I feel bad. And I go out to give it to her and she says, oh, thank you, but I only drink beer. And I just like shook my head. I was like,
I do think the unhoused population of South Florida is a lot, oftentimes, way sassier than the unhoused population of New York City.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go into that because I feel like that's not.
So it's a bad road to go down.
That might become like being a dad thing because like that happens to my dad all the time. Like he'll go somewhere and like someone who's homeless or just someone who like needs help, like anywhere we go, he gets approached, he has some conversation with them. How do they start talking?
There's something like a magnetic force that kind of exists with Matt and like these kind of transient people. I have a magnetic force for psychopaths. I mean, people who are just bad juju, but like want to latch onto something. They're like parasitic to me. And you, I feel like your line of work, you have to oftentimes communicate with a crazy person.
You probably get a lot of clowns, like people that are very unserious.
You deal with a lot of people who are very unserious, or they're like, they have a very unrealistic expectation of their budget. Like, you'll get a lot of people like, yeah, I can afford that. Like, okay, no worries. Like, are you going to finance? Are you going to pay cash? And they say that most of the time, down here it's different, but like about 60% of our deals are cash, but you get a good portion who are finance. Like, okay, just talk to a lender. Their budget goes from whatever they said there was a much higher number and drops drastically. And then it's just like, hey, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It's probably better just to rent right now, save the money, put in an index fund, and just kind of roll from there.
How do they respond to that?
I think they're a little bit more, like, obviously they're a little deflated.
Yeah.
But I think that they appreciate the honesty of like, hey, you're not trying to sell them. Like, hey, you can rent something for like $2,000, maybe $2,500, still be cheaper than whatever your mortgage is going to be. Take that other money, invest it, or just start saving for a down payment to get the house you really want in the future.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, why? The thought of being what's the term? House poor?
House poor.
House poor. I mean, I don't know. I just like doing stuff. The house poor freaks me out.
It would stress me out. Imagine like you got the nicest house in the nicest neighborhood, and now you can't afford to go do anything or fix it. Like, especially with the storms we get sometimes. Like,
the storms are brutal. Totally. The flooding has been really wild. I mean, even just from an hour of rain overnight, I noticed a lot of wacky sea activity this morning when my husband forced me into fishing. Why don't you tell him how I caught a fish?
So I went fishing this morning by my favorite bait shop, mostly because
that's where he got the glasses.
Yeah, that's where I got the glasses.
Full circle.
At full circle. Well, you know, so I originally was going to fish on the beach. Obviously, the beach in Florida on our side faces east. You know, Michelle would prefer I look cool and, you know, burn my retinas out just staring at the rising sun. But I'm not going to do that. So I just bought some polarized glasses so I can kind of see into the water. It's already seaweed season in some of the beaches here.
I think we just
terrible.
missed the last of good clear water.
Yeah. So I'm losing like one or two baits at that point. I'm just like, okay, I'm not doing this. As you know, the place where we stay down here has access to the intercoastal, so I just start fishing out there. And I'm out there maybe 40 minutes, not catching anything, and then I just hook into this huge jack. Like it shoots out from, she doesn't. She's like, oh, here we go.
No, that's not actually why I'm rolling my eyes.
Anyway.
I'm rolling my eyes because, okay, yeah, you hooked into this huge jack.
She wasn't there for about 80% of the fight.
But
that's the best part.
As I decide to stroll outside with my morning coffee, here I am, so pleasant. Finally, a slow morning. We've been working so hard all week.
Haven't slept well.
We're still waiting for the furniture to come in, right? And I stroll over to check on my delightful, perfect husband. And what do I see? But he has a fish on, which I believe is the correct term we use. I see he's really wrestling with it, and a neighbor comes over as well. I start filming because I'm so proud.
Supports my hobbies. No one can ever say she doesn't.
This is the clip we're going to edit, by the way. And I am filming him, and this man has the audacity to say to me, I need you to hold on to the stick.
Okay, can I explain the context here? So the water level
so I have to work
is low from...
Oh, you're probably like 2-3 feet. You're at
from the
tide.
dock. Yeah, so I can't... The fish is too big. It's going to snap the rod if I try to flip him up onto the dock. And the water level's too low that I can't safely... reach over.
What would he have done if I weren't there?
Would have cut the line, probably.
Or you put the pole down and you can hold it.
Male
I would have probably
always needs help.
wedged it into like the bench for So the fight's over. The fish is, given up at that point. It's no one's going to get caught and then released. And I just asked her to hold it, and I get the eye roll. I get, all that. Meanwhile, this is a thrill. I'm thinking, she's going to love it. She's doing it with me. She's going to feel the power of nature, of man and woman just, commandeering the earth and having dominion over the creatures. And I have to put my gloves on to handle the line because it's, high tension. You could cut yourself.
Man
got the fish.
And woman. What the fuck are you even talking about right now?
That was good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why we do it. That's why I do it.
That's why you do it.
Yeah, it's a thrill.
You're like, you do this often, so I just want to say, like, it's not as if you haven't had this thrill.
That is the second largest fish I've caught off of the dock there.
Okay,
that's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
Off of
normally
the dock,
it's like little like grunts like this big. They're like
okay,
flip them in, flip them out. Right.
Well, I caught it, so I think that was really exciting.
You helped
for me
for sure.
Let's do my favorite segment taking it personally, the theme of this show, I just wanted to open up the floor to talk about things that have annoyed us this week, this month, this year, things that you have taken personally, things that you think other people should take personally. I want to hear it all. So, Joe, let's kick things off with you. What's something that's happened to you that you're like, damn, this is fucking annoying?
I think probably something, obviously, with work, because I work a lot. Probably taking clients not wanting to do anything or kind of ghosting you personally when it has nothing to do with you. There's something, circumstances could have changed.
No, you do not need to defend these people. Don't defend them. That is some bullshit.
Yeah,
you should take your time seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we were 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
So everyone else should be really good with your time to make up for that. But go on.
But just pretty much that, because you get like, you're so close, and then it's just like, oh, like we've been thinking about, like, oh, going back to New York, a lot of people are like, oh, like, because that's probably one of our largest buyer pools, especially on social media. It's all relocation, second home buyers. And they're like, oh, like we've been really thinking it over after they found like the right one. Like we had a guy from, I guess, technically not New York, he's from Denver, went under contract, fell through because of all the issues with condos. And then he's just like, you know what? It's a sign. Like, I want to live here, but I'm not going to buy, I'm going to move back. And I was like, man, like, and this was like 4 or 5 months, like 2 or 3 showings a day, and it was like
to be
nice
fair, like when
deal.
something like that happens, you do kind of want to take it as a sign.
It's true, and I told like we were
like
up
we
front,
did,
100%. But like he's already started a job here.
He was like really making the move. Interesting,
because he wasn't working remote anymore. So like he had transitioned over here, and that's where it's just like, I mean, obviously stay in touch with him. We built a great relationship, but it's just like you feel that in your stomach. It's just like, man, you've been working this whole time, and now it's just like. Nothing.
Matt, what about you? What's something you're taking personally? Wow.
I'm sweating a lot down here. It's just like really.
It's tough.
It's tough, yeah.
But it's not that much different than New
And we
York
said we were
is
like,
right
oh,
now.
we're going to pack light. We're only there for a few days.
We did pack light.
And we did. No, but the issue is now I've just sweat through everything. It's just like we got to do laundry now.
I will say the humidity is worse. Like when I was in Philly for 4th of July, like it was hot, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There was no breeze. But here, it's just like you can go out at midnight or it's like dark out and it's still freaking hot.
Still hot.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah, we open the door in the morning and it's just like.
As soon as I hop out of
you.
the car, my glasses fog up and my hair doesn't stand a chance. And it's an adjustment.
Yeah. So
It's not as unbearable heat-wise, though, as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was expecting something different because you hear people say like, oh, Florida summers. And it's like, I've been to Disney World in the summer, as a kid.
Yeah. I don't know. That Orlando heat, when I lived in Orlando, that Orlando heat is different.
It's different. I don't, because I feel like you're not by the water.
But you're also walking around all day. You're forced to be outside. Like when you're taking a Disney vacation.
You could never find me at Disney World in the summer.
Even the drink around the world?
In the summer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
People
my God.
do it. Think about it.
We're big.
We claim that we're anti-Disney.
Okay.
That's pivoted into anti-cruises for sure.
Yeah.
Like we're just not cruise people.
All you can eat, all you can drink?
Yeah, but what about that cruise that you watched the documentary?
Oh, the poop cruise one?
The poop cruise.
Wild stuff. Did you watch that?
Yeah. That's why I'm going to go in Royal Caribbean, not Carnival.
Right. Carnival's kind of become the Spirit Airlines of cruises.
But they did come out and say that they want to change like all their rules.
Right.
Oh, I did.
Rules
hear
that should have
too.
been in place in the first place. Yeah. Right. Like, what was it the documentary said? Like their initial tickets didn't guarantee safe passage.
Oh yeah, or guarantee a cruise at all.
What,
so bizarre.
What are you buying a ticket for?
What a loophole though. Imagine like that lawyer at the end, he's like, oh, I got like this is in the bag. Like there's no chance you're getting off this. And then like the fine print of like the 200 pages no one reads.
But the lawyer got it. I mean, that is just so absurd, that fine print.
Yeah.
So things that I've been taking personally this week, other than like everything, is just number one, HOAs and building boards. We have been dealing with these assholes for so long now as we navigate a renovation project down here. Holy privileged bullshit. Speaking of made up rules, these motherfuckers, they are just such bad people. These are power tripping people who peaked when they were like 11 and they somehow got a little bit of power to make up rules and they just drive you nuts. They drive us absolutely insane. So that's something I'm taking personally. I feel like I always take flying personally. Like there's always something wrong with flying. Matt and I had a little tiff at the airport because we flew this week. We didn't have our daughter with us. So it was a little bit lighter to fly. It was kind of easier to navigate. And Matt and I have different theories when it comes to getting on flights. I will wait for my zone to be called. He's crowd lice.
But I don't like approach.
You get dangerously close. No,
when it's
come
not
on.
my zone. I'm just positioning. I'm just jockeying for position. It's
Because
like
you want to be that
race.
first person in the zone.
In the
just
zone. Yeah, you want to be near the front of the zone. Especially
It's
because
it's so embarrassing.
especially because we were committed to not checking our bags, and usually me, especially when we're with our daughter, I'm pro volunteer to check my bag at the gate. Like they'll do it for free. You just hold on to it. Like they'll be like, it's a full flight. Like anybody volunteers, it's free.
Then you get on and there's all the empty space.
Yeah, exactly. So this time we were like, it's just our carry-ons. We're gonna just put it in the overhead, and it was tight.
It was tight.
It was tight.
Mean, yes,
we almost missed it.
It was tight, but like we were a good enough zone.
Our zone was filling up.
What zone were you?
3.
Oh, I always like zone 7 because I do it with Miles, so I'm like the last zone.
Yeah,
and
but
then
now
you gotta like jockey.
Yeah, but now people are just like, you know what it was? I knew we were in trouble because there were a lot of the people that get on like we normally do, extra time
with children.
and
lots
children.
of kids on that plane.
Lots of kids, and you know what they were doing? As soon as they got on, they just stuffed it in the front, where we are entitled.
And Matt was watching. And Matt was watching as they boarded.
I was calculating. I'm calculating. I'm like, all right, so business class filled up. We're in Comfort Plus. Shout out Delta.
The stress level was high.
See, that's why I guess I sit in the back of the plane. I'm in zone 7.
Yeah.
And I think that something that people should take more personally is people who run to the front as soon as the plane lands and don't wait.
Or just stand straight up.
Yeah.
The standing straight up, while annoying, I can stomach that more
You want to stretch.
than someone who just bolts to the front without any kind
You
of
have no
announcement being
idea.
like, we have a connection, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Like, that drives, that is something I think everyone should take personally.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. I even said like loud enough. I did what you like to do, like say like a comment,
passive-aggressive
comment. Yeah.
comment.
I was like, wow, he's really got to go. Like as that. As
You
that guy
love
passed.
to do, what do you mean something I
He's
love
really,
to do? You
he really
love,
needs to get off the plane. Is
Matthew.
what I said. Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
No acknowledgement from him. But,
But
you
let-
love to do that.
No, I'm saying it to the person. I'm not saying it like loud enough so they can hear. Like I'll say like, "What are you kidding me?"
Right.
You love a passive aggressive moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the Philly dad in you.
Yeah. A little bit.
Well, this has been. Oh, you know what? I do like one more quick note. A story I did want to share that kind of pertains to our like New Yorkers and Florida conversation. The first time that we were down here, the first time we relocated down during COVID, we had driven our car down. We were planning on being here like indefinitely, no plans on returning. And it was the first day we arrived. We were running to CVS just to pick up a couple of toiletries, minding our business. And we're at a red light in Hollywood, Florida. And the car behind us rear ends us. Not at a high speed.
Yeah,
They
very low
just
speed.
kind of rolled into us. And we quickly got out and pulled over. And I remember thinking, like, this is the most Floridian situation to happen because the driver wouldn't make eye contact with us. The driver would not exchange information
Yeah.
with us. I don't think that
Well,
they had
remember
insurance.
we were by a car wash, and all the guys outside were like, "She doesn't have insurance." like it was just like, "There's
you
no
better
way."
get her plate. She doesn't have insurance.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, like we're just like tired and cranky at this point.
And the damage is kind of one of those things where it was like purely cosmetic. It was like a scratch. I'm like, okay.
no,
I
we pulled into the gas station or the car wash that was next to us, and we were trying to get information out of this woman who wouldn't make eye contact with us and just blatantly was like, I don't have it. I don't have insurance. I don't have my license on me. And so I had said to her, okay, let's settle up. I'll take $200 cash, be done with this. And she's like, she was like, can I Zelle you part of it today and the rest tomorrow on payday? And I was like, you know what? I was just like so tired at that point. I was like, just go. I was like, just leave before I change my mind. Like there is nothing I can do here. And it is costing me more in dealing with you right now. And as she pulled away, I was like, this is a spectacular welcome to the state.
Yeah.
It felt so right.
Sounds about right. At least you didn't get cut off. Someone just coming from the left lane, just coming straight on over.
No, we didn't. We've seen some
We've
of
seen
that.
Yeah.
Terrible drivers down here.
Yeah, there'll be people in the express lane. They'll just drive over the little barricades and then just smack in the side.
Now I understand why you have the truck. It's for your own safety.
For your
more than
own
anything.
good.
Yeah.
People get out of your way. It's nice.
Yeah. I would. Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun, as I expected it would be. Anyone have any final thoughts you want to leave the viewers with?
I don't. Joe, is there anything you need to plug?
Probably.
Where can we find you?
So on TikTok at the QB11. On Instagram, I have 2 Instagrams now, which is exhausting to run. But one's at the Vairo group, and the other one's at Living in Fort Lauderdale FL.
Whoa! So you're becoming like the Fort Lauderdalian,
Lauderdalian, I guess.
Lauderdalian, like spokesperson.
Just trying to like really.
And you're allowed to do that because you're from here.
Exactly. Like Miami would have been tough in West Palm, but
But you're like kind of looking more Miami these days.
trying to. I mean, I like Miami a lot. I can't park my truck there, so.
Yeah.
You can't. So so that's where we can find you, which is excellent. Matt, thank you for being brave enough to come back on.
Happy to be here. Happy to kick off the new season.
You're not kicking. It's episode 3. It's kicked off.
It's still
Happy
early.
to be a part of the new season.
Well said. It always taking credit. Can we get the glasses on as we say goodbye?
The outro.
And whether you're yelling "Go Birds" in downtown Fort Lauderdale or in the streets of New York City, just remember it's okay to take whatever you want personally. Write into me if you want to share what it is. Thank you for joining. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.